got started. There's Priscilla. Taking up all the attention. Yeah, let me go off camera for a second. Let it pick up. She's gonna, yeah. I thought I was ready, but I'm not. What are you doing? How are you? Hi, Priscilla. I can't do that all day. I thought I was ready, but I guess not. Anyway, it's a holiday week. Priscilla is, I'm not sure what she's doing over there. Funny. She's on vacation. So, karmic soul collapse due to trauma and self-inflicted shadow. Now, like I said, you might be dealing with somebody that's going through that, like you have like a timeline agreement with someone, and then they kind of go south, basically, is where this is going toward. Now, you can say that's by yourself or something like that, that's fine. But we'll just say it's like a second party. I don't want to get a third party, but whatever. Yeah, like they have this timeline designed even for a meet, connection, and then they just go south and go into like a timeline collapse. And they can be parasitic. And it can be karmic too if the soul breaks, which can't happen. It's like glass, it can shatter. And so you can be karmically helping them put the pieces together energetically. It doesn't mean it be physical. Like I said, this can be some people that are going through this personally, like for themselves, they're the one that's shattered, or they deal with others that are shattered. So we kind of just leaving this all up for interpretation. I've been talking about here and there in the past, but I haven't really got a full definition of what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, because there could be some massive soul agreement, and then the other person just sort of snaps back, and then the bridge collapse, the energetic bridge just shatters, and it gets very confusing, and yeah, it's very unpleasant. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. So, but yeah, you might have family members that are going through this, or those that have been into drugs or whatever it is. And it's interesting too, sometimes, even if you have a kid that's going through something like that, but maybe the kid would just use just examples. Like you have a kid, but the kid doesn't talk to you so much anymore, or whatever that's going on there, and they're going through like a soul self-destruction situation. Doesn't mean they'll come back out of it though. But you might run into somebody that is similar, and what they're going through is like, that's weird. I feel like almost like I'm talking to my damn kid or something like that. But it's not them, but it's like this other person, they might be a total wreck, but they come into your field, kind of give you an idea of what this other person is going through, which is really out there. And maybe I'm taking some liberties with that one, but I don't think so. Because sometimes you connect to, people go through everyone's going through some kind of whatever it is, and you run into certain ones that are going through, everyone's going through something, right? So you might run into someone that has a similar situation or something. And they're there for a reason. They're showing you, it's like, that they're not healing their shadow, just carrying it around. Instead of healing the shadow, they're just, living the karmic, just self-destruction instead. Like that's their identity is just shatteredness, just death. Even like they're alive but dead, So, like I say, like some people have kids like that, and so on, partnership, whatever. It can be very, but yeah, self-inflicted traumas, meaning that they just made a terrible decision, but they're just sort of not coming out of their death spiral. They're just, things are just, it doesn't mean they're anywhere near, it doesn't mean they even want to heal. They're not even looking for spiritual anything, nothing. And you might run into somebody that's supposedly saying they're healing, but not doing shit. But you can see some kind of mirror of, other people going through, that same type of trauma, if I'm making any damn sense at all. So, broken souls, things like that are, especially like their college years or school years, whatever, and they're just, they're super naive, but also it's a reflection of their own darkness. They attract a terrible person as a reflection of themselves, usually. Of course, there's a case of just, or this universe is just throwing at difficult people. There's that. They're just like, here you go. Well, here's an eye opener for you. A person that's possessed. That's different. Oh, they're Priscilla. That's why you get a cat. Hope you fend off all the narcissism. That's how they're. Or a dog, or goldfish, or whatever the hell it is. A spider. That's why, cats. I still think dogs are good. Of course, they're like having a kid, or whatever it is. But cats have, I think, a stronger spiritual clearing. They're independent, but they just do. That's why witches have them. Dogs are protectors in a physical, because a cat can't do shit. Well, maybe a little bit, but not much. Unless you get like a lion. Maybe it'll help you. Maybe. Or just eat you. Probably just eat you, actually. Because they don't give a shit. Unless they're heavily drugged. Yeah, I'll recommend that. I think it was Melanie Griffith had lions and stuff. They drugged them, though. She's a mess. So, anyway. So like an individual goes through like a trauma, brokenness, shattered soul. Sometimes they're in relationships with people they've toxic people they're married to in past lives, and they went through the abuse, or it could be, which is kind of messed up. Somebody that was like a brother in a past life that was attracted to him, and now they're not in this life. They're not a brother, but they're still kind of sadistic, and you're attracted to them for whatever reason, and then they just take you down. So yeah, there's a lot of layers there. But the self-inflicted stuff is just basically those that have their own darkness, and they just think they can do it. Take a toad and turn it into sugar cane, and that isn't the case, and then that person just wrecks them. But they think they have the power to do whatever they feel like, and the individual gets bitten back. The troll appears, and it can be quite vicious. So. And psychotic or whatever, but that's still once again a reflection of oneself. If you're literally choosing that person, attracting that energy into your field, that's a reflection of the person itself. A reflection of the person attracting them. Unless you mess with everything, don't you have anything better to do? Is that even good for you? Something you shouldn't be fighting. There's something to do. You're getting killed. There's a kind of heavy, I'm not sure if everyone's run into someone like that, but it does exist, and like I say, some are not even anywhere near queer. If they want to, just be victims for the rest of their life and scared of everybody. Can you imagine that? Like you're starting into the world and you're just going to be shut down the rest of your life. That's it. You're just going to be this empty vessel. There's another word for it. I can't think of it. Yeah, just a shadow of your former self. And just live that forever. Now you're trying to heal nothing. Just some are trying to, they say they're healing, but you question that. Yeah, anybody can say that. And it happens, it's like, well, I'm not seeing anything there. Oh, you're not doing anything. But you're saying you are. Well, okay, and why do they do that? They might be clearing out little things here and there, like microscopic things here and there, but not clearing out the actual web of trauma and all that. Well, sometimes they, either they still love the person, whoever that traumatized them, or they can't let it go, or, they like self-torturing themselves, whatever. Yeah, self-inflicted grief, basically. So instead of just letting it go, I'm going to get my life back, I said it's the other way around. But the karmic stuff, the karmic astral work is more complicated because you can try to clear that out physically all day long, but you're not aware of it on a higher level. It's like, I did everything you can do, every type of spell, cord cutting, whatever, throw an elephant at it, hit a nuclear bomb, is still freaking there. So, and it can be astral karmic repairs going on. It's like repairing someone's car or carburetor or whatever it is, and just, after so instead of doing it instead of doing the clearing of the individual public, physically, if they're just too paranoid and shattered, so they do it energetically. And how successful that is unclear, which can cause a lot of confusion around yourself. Because, trying to clear that energy out is if you're doing it astrally, yeah, it's quite intense. And it's difficult to clear, so there's no, easy anything. So why does the soul go? Well, some are just naive. They've been, pampered their whole incarnation, the past, been wealthy, whatever it is, lived the sheltered incarnation cycles in their past, and been around pretty terrible people, but now they're not in those arranged marriages anymore. Now they're out in the wild where they can make their own decisions. Because sometimes, they're just in arranged relationships in the past, and it's not so bad, I guess. But then when they get into the real world, they can't take it. They kind of live the pampered life in previous lifetimes. In this lifetime, they get eaten alive. And then there's other individuals here that want power and give their energy away to demonic realms. And, they get possessed and things like that. It's a different situation. Yeah, there's a version that's a warlock or a witch or something like that, and they think they know what they're doing. They don't know anything. And their energy becomes more parasitic, and they don't realize it. So, yuck. So, it's quite complicated. So, especially those who've been traumatized, and they might get tricked astrally and all. Well, also the relationship they get involved with that causes shattering can also be a trick in astral also. So obviously they've been tricked so many times and traumatized so many times. They just want some free stuff. Give me something for free after everything I've been through. It doesn't work that way. So. They're not coming here, if they're not going to work for anything physically here, go through all the grind of it and the pushback and everything. Because it's difficult, especially spiritual stuff, especially when everyone knows everything. And they're going to push all their stuff on you, and not always, but some do that. Or someone hearing voices coming after you. Jeez. That's kind of classic in some way. I don't recommend that. I don't push out anybody, but yeah, if someone's hearing voices and they're coming after you, and they just know they're of the light, it's like, you're not acting like you're from the light, but you say you are. Yeah, that's a wake-up call of how the demonic realms work. So, if you want like I said, if you want to, obviously New Age stuff has a lot of people under hypnosis, but of course, so like I said, a lot of the New Age stuff, a lot of those are demonic beings. And they can they're the ones that would say they're the most positive. Because they have all these other agendas. So, they might come off as human, but it doesn't mean it's not a trickster being. And they're going to use that word positivity all day long. Even if, like I say, their actions are succubus, the opposite. So this is it's obviously difficult here on many different levels, but those that don't want to heal or don't want to be in the psych ward, trauma ward forever, it's like they kind of go into a hole basically and make the best of it. Like they find a safe space somewhere, like in a family relationship, whatever, and sort of live their life kind of dead. Like they're alive, but they're too afraid to live out in the real world. But then again, if you live life as you've been married off many times by arranged marriages, you're kind of used to that. You made it, you've gotten used to being they can't make their own decisions. Not very good ones, at least, let's put it that way. So, yeah, and then you can keep going through that reincarnation cycle because you're not healing from it. So you can reincarnate again, and then the same type of person that caused you to be a victim, someone similar to that can do it again, maybe worse. So, because so you live your whole life being traumatized by that energy. So you have that energy all around you. So you can easily attract it back. So yeah, this is why people come back over and over again. I'm not sure if they can make it out of here. It depends. So, but yeah, they kind of live like a lukewarm incarnation that's just very, feels like again, like melted toast or something. It's like, or burnt toast, melted toast, whatever. I don't even know what that means. Melted toast. It's like, yeah, just not anything to brag about. So yeah. But like I said, all the spiritual stuff is to cut the fat, cut all that frequencies out. As difficult it is, doesn't mean you have to go out and be friends with everybody, but the idea is to clear out, cut all this stuff out so you don't have to come back and repeat it again. Somebody still have to repeat again, but doesn't have to go through the same traumas again, which is still a big deal. Doesn't mean they have to come back here. It all depends. It's all weird. Who knows? I think some do get kicked back here. Like I said, those are part of some of these new age groups and all that. It's like they're not even alive half the time anyway. They're like, the lights are on, but there's not a whole lot happening here. It's like they just going by everything they're being told. It's like, well, if they have someone controlling them and all that, that can easily just keep looping over and over. It's like a record. The record just keeps playing the same song over and over and over. And eventually, yeah, maybe you have to go through like 520 lifetimes eventually until you break free. So this reality will still continue in some form. Some version of Earth will still have. Doesn't mean this version of Earth. This version of Earth can easily get lighter. But if people here cannot handle that lighter reality, we'll switch off to some. It doesn't mean they'll die here, but who knows? Yeah. But either way, there's always a version of Earth that will be there to kick their ass. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's not. But this version of Earth is the idea for it to get lighter. Maybe it is. It's just not really showing itself too much yet. So think about it. So you're trying. So you're here to bring out like a wider version. Like there's like billions of them. It doesn't mean you have to keep going. Golly, man. He's like, you're never gonna leave this place. Yeah, this version of Earth might get a little bit lighter. It's like, great, man. It's like a billion more. It's like 10 other trillion other. God, man, no. Unless they have like better cable TV or something like that. They better have something better. A giant octopus or something like that. That's teaching it, math or something like that, or what the hell it is, life, teaching about life or something. I don't know, whatever. The meaning of life. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, the other weird thing about this too is the feeling like someone's traumas can be mirrored into someone else, which has been kind of interesting seeing that. Like you run into somebody that's similar to someone that is going through these things. It's like, and if that person can't clear it, how the hell is that other one going to clear anything? So, of course, it all depends on personal choice there. Yeah, so, well, somebody being a victim, they have their reasons for it. Everybody has reasons for everything, so. Anyway, I'm not sure if that's helpful for anyone, but certainly is different. It's not, it's not the new age, love and light, whatever the hell it is, delivered by a demonic being. That's e-begging right now. a double being that's e-begging. I'm not gonna say who that is. Yeah, so easy being a double being, manipulating society. They don't pay enough, really. Still living a pretty decent life, I guess. Yeah, trickster beings can live the high life here. If you have an ignorant group of, which we do have that, they can get away with anything almost. So, ones that call themselves New Age and they're positive, and people are like, oh, well. It's like, sending out vanilla ice cream or sugared ice cream over and over again. Energetic sugar ice cream where the people are just not seeing it. They just can't read through it. Just get that energy sugar high and just not really seeing who's behind it all. So, whatever. So anyway, all right.